Hi there folks, I'm moving some raspberry plants today and I decided to take you along for that. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm up to. This pile of dug out sod and grass and raspberry stems was our first raspberry bed, which we made many years ago when we got our plot. And those plants, they came from my late grandparents' garden. They're a very sturdy and resilient variety, but they give only one yield, even if a very early one. But they're a floricane variety, which means that they make flowers and produce fruit on second year growth. And even though we like them and enjoy them, we started planting another bed of primocane raspberry varieties, and those make 2 harvests per year, one in summer and one in early fall, early autumn, and some of them have a bit of fruit left even now. So now we decided to change our tactics a bit, and we removed all of the plants here so we can weed this spot. That was never weeded. We just planted the original canes which we got from my grandparents. We just planted them straight in the sod, which was basically a pasture. So there was plenty of competition here, couch grass and bindweed and lots of other perennial weeds. But even in those suboptimal conditions, the raspberries produced and thrived. They made plenty of healthy stems, and we've had a lot of harvests. So what we'll be doing here is our typical traditional strategy for dealing with very weedy beds. We remove what was planted, and in spring we plant potatoes. And as we have to harvest the potatoes by digging out, this forces us, so to speak, to weed more thoroughly. And after we are done with the potatoes next year in late summer, I will construct a similar wooden raised bed here, and maybe we'll make some more raspberry or strawberry, we'll see, plantation here. But in the meantime, some of the raspberries Toddler playing with his cat. Hey. He's training the cat to pass under him. So yeah, some of the raspberries which were planted here in that corner next to that small wild plum tree, they were the double yielding, the primocane variety, so I saved those. And also in the meantime I got a few other plants from the recent order we got from Poland. It was a group order of plants. So now I have to plant them somewhere, but this bed here is rather full, and it's only a 1-year-old bed, so I planted like 25 roots raspberry plants here, and they then stop pretty nicely. And I can't start planting in this pile of sod here because it's now nearly impossible to sort this out. It's very wet, and the clay soil does not really lend itself to be dug when it's super wet. So what I'll be doing is using some of the space down here. This is where we had tomatoes this summer, and the ground is nicely prepped. It was mulched, and then it was seeded with winter rye for cover crop, and then the hens came from our neighbor's yard, and they mostly ate most of the seeds. And you can see here those 2 or 3 little green tufts, those are all the seeds that left and germinated, and it should have been like a green carpet by now. So I raked away some of the mulch which was not scattered around by the hens, and I'll be planting along that drip line. Those are the roots which I have gathered, and they will go in the ground on each side of the drip line diagonally. So one will be stuck here, one here, and then another one down there, and continuing that way. They will be spaced about 30 centimeters apart, which is the distance between the drip points on the hose. Here and here it's every 30, I think 33 centimeters. So they'll be getting even water in summer. And even though I'm not sure that we'll be keeping the raspberries here for a long time, at least I'll be saving those roots, and they'll be propagated. So next year, when we are ready to do another bed, I can use this space here as a propagation bed. So this is the whole row of the raspberries planted, about 25 plants in 2 staggered rows. I have applied a thick mulch of half composted straw in hopes that the hens will not just spread it around. And you can see here that some of the plants which came from the group order from Poland, they have already started developing. It was probably warmer in Poland than it was here, but those new shoots will die in the coming days, and with the cold winter weather, and dormant buds will develop from below, or even if the stem dies and the root survives, then new buds will come from underground and develop into new stems, and hopefully we'll see fruit from this bed here next summer and autumn as well. So that was all for today, folks. I'll see you in the next one.